You go from 1 to 7. It's like 1 is saving $1,000 and 7 is I'm a millionaire. Hello and welcome to another episode of Connecting the Dollars. Today we are going to discuss Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps to taking control of your money and put our spin on them and how you can personalize them to make them work for you. My name is Emily Agosto. I'm a financial advisor and CPA with Propel Financial Advisors.
And I'm Amanda Vaught, attorney and financial advisor.
So the step 1 is pretty general. It's a good one for a lot of people if you're just starting out. Step 1 is save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. And I like this because it's very measurable. It's something you can take action with right away, maybe even if it's $10 a week. But a lot of people who already have their savings in place, what can they take from this step and make work for them? What are some suggestions, do you think?
Oh, I think a lot of the people we talk to usually already have $1,000 saved. A lot of times, actually, we see people who aren't keeping track of that $1,000. So it could be like in an old 401k that they haven't logged into for 20 years and don't even know how to access anymore. Keeping track of it is surprisingly difficult for people. Ramsey calls these baby steps. And that implies that they're easy, right? So easy a baby could do it. Some of these things I think are a lot harder than
Definitely.
they can sound.
Yeah, it's like you go from 1 to 7. It's like 1 is saving $1,000 and 7 is I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's like a framework for your financial life, I guess, in a way. Step 1 is picking something measurable, something you can get started thinking about your financials or something that you've been putting off, maybe make that a priority. And the second one, speaking of priorities, he says to pay off all of your debt except your house. So like except your main mortgage. Then he has a strategy for how to pay off that debt.
Ramsey is known for being very anti-debt. Debt has its place, right? Like he says, accept your house or accept your mortgage. This is very personal, right? If you have a lot of high interest credit card debt, that needs to be a priority. But if it's like a car loan, that's different. And I think that's one of the issues that the generic type of advice you can read online, it's not personalized. So I think for paying off debt, that's personal to your personal situation. So it's hard to really say if it applies to somebody because I don't know you.
Exactly. If you don't have a lot of debt, except just your house, and you're wanting to start paying that off, it might not make sense to pay off your house, even if that's your only debt. So keep that in mind that maybe this step you could skip it.
Personally, I have some student loan debt, and that debt is at a great interest rate, right? So if my student loan payment is getting interest of 2.75%, and you can make more than that in bonds or the stock market, it doesn't necessarily make sense for me to accelerate payments on the student loan if I can make more in the stock market. Do I need to pay off the debt? Yes. Am I? Yes, I'm making my monthly payments, but I'm also put the excess funds towards retirement savings or my children's 529s rather than necessarily paying off a low interest debt.
Yeah, so that's a great personal story. And if you have a story like that and you want to talk to us about it and how we can help you specifically make a plan for paying off debt and saving, make an appointment with us. You can find the link in our bio, and it's really easy. Step 3 is save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund.
That's good advice.
It is good advice for someone who already has these savings. What is something they should consider?
As you see with our clients, they typically have too much saved in an emergency fund or too much cash. There's various reasons for this. One, they're a little bit intimidated by the stock market or the bond market and investing. Another is that they find comfort by logging in and seeing the bank balance and saying, okay, I'm okay. Another one is that some people don't have a handle on their budget. So they don't know what their expenses are every month to know what is 3 to 6 months of emergency savings. It would take some time and energy to just sit down and look through your monthly budget and say, okay, I don't need this much saved because I'm spending this much. Or surprise, you could look down and look at your budget and say, oh, maybe I'm spending too much. Maybe I need to save more. So it's that another one. It's really personal. It just depends where you are and your personality.
Oh, definitely. Approach. Yeah, the behavioral aspect comes into play. It can be easy for some people to just let cash build up. And then once a year, they're like, okay, I'm going to put a few thousand in this account. But that doesn't take advantage of the concept of dollar cost averaging, which I love. Amanda explained it to me. If you want her to explain it to you, let us know.
We'll do a whole episode on that, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, so just keeping track of that extra cash. Can your money be working for you more, or do you need to be saving more? Okay, so that brings us to baby step number 4, which is invest 15% of your household income in retirement. So also good advice, nothing controversial there, but off the top of your head, do you know how much are you investing 15% into your retirement? I don't know. Maybe people don't exactly know that number.
Yeah. I think a lot of people default to just maxing out their 401k and saying, I'm saving for retirement. And that's great if you're a person who can max out your 401k. But a lot of times, especially with high income people, they'll max out their 401k. And then what? That's not good. That's not even 15% of your income. And if you want to replace your income in retirement and you're a high income person, that means you need to save beyond your 401k. So that's an issue we see with a number of high income people. And they get behind on their retirement savings because it takes extra work to go invest it on your own instead of relying on the automatic withdrawals from your paycheck.
When you're a higher income earner, you're going to have to save more to replace that income later in life.
Yeah.
And on to number 5. This is save for your children's college fund.
Oh, it's hard.
It's so different for everyone.
I'm sympathetic, right? Because I have children. So I know that when you have little children, it's so hard to do certain things, right? Because you're just focused on taking care of your child. If it's possible to open that 529 when you're pregnant before you have the baby, just do yourself a favor and get it opened and just start the deposits while you're functioning. Because as soon as you have the baby, you can't sleep, you're focused on different things, and then you blink and years passed. Starting as early as possible can help. You're squeezed financially when you have little kids from childcare costs, or maybe you switch to part-time work or whatever. Everybody's getting squeezed. So that one's really hard to do. But the best thing you can do is just start it, even if it's just $10 a month. Something is going to help.
Even if your child's already 10 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop kicking yourself for not starting it earlier and start it today.
Again, it's just like a habit. The earlier you can start it and keep with it, the better. So as Amanda was saying, something to do while you're pregnant, it's add it to your list. Like, we need to decorate the room, get the crib, buy the diapers. I'm not a mom. I'm sorry. I don't have all the list here, but just add that to there. Like, 529.
I know. It's not fun to put it on your baby shower list. I need someone to help me set up my 529.
I will be that person.
Yes, exactly. I'll make you sit down and do it. An accountability partner for this stuff.
If you like that idea, if you like any of the ideas so far, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and you can get fun advice like this all the time.
Yeah.
Straight to you. All right. How are we doing? On number 6.
So this is the one I don't like, but go ahead.
Step number 6 says pay off your home early. This is a step that, I don't know, I'm a little surprised it's even on here, because how many people really get to this place where that's even an option or a priority? I don't know. It's not always good advice for people to pay off their home depending on where they are, what their goals are in retirement or before retirement. If you have a very low interest rate, as Amanda was saying with her student loan, maybe just let that ride and you can get a better interest rate in the market. So this one is not necessarily something that we'd put on a list of how to be financially free or take control of your money.
You can do this if and only if you have enough money saved for retirement. A lot of people don't have enough money saved for retirement. You don't want to be in a position where you've put all your money into a home and you don't have enough cash to pay your property tax bill or your home insurance. The property insurance bills are through the roof lately, and it's really squeezing people. If you don't have enough money set aside, what do you got to refinance your home to get the cash? Pay it, then you're just taking out another mortgage, and trying to pay that mortgage off early is going to backfire if you don't have the sufficient liquidity on hand to cover those expenses. So that's something to be aware of. If you can't pay your tax bill, the IRS can force you to sell your home to pay the tax bill. Don't do that to yourself.
This list is very idealistic, obviously, but what I will say is what I do like about it, I'm not saying I don't like it, but what I do specifically like is that it's in an order that, like, your emergency savings are first, retirement, then your children's college fund, and then your home mortgage debts. I think those are good priorities. in terms of what you should focus on. But the reality is you're never going to be able to just go in that linear fashion. It's going to be all at once. So you just have to pick what works for you. But moving on to the final step, and this is the whole capstone of being in control of your financial life, is build wealth and give.
I like this one a lot personally.
What do you like about it?
It recognizes that for people, once they have saved and they do get to a position where they have a strong financial foundation, it does require like a mindset shift. Like maybe it's time to start spending now. But if you've spent your whole life saving, trying to switch that is difficult. And I do think you see some people who are like money hoarders. And then you're like, why do you need this much money? They don't have an answer. They're just doing it because that's what they do. Getting some intention behind your finances goes a long way. What's important to you? Is it your children? Is it your family? Is it a cause? Everybody's different. That's personal. But I like the thought behind that one.
Yeah, I like your interpretation there of a mindset shift, because in your 20s, 30s, even 40s, you're like, I need to make money to pay my mortgage. I need to make money to pay for my kids. I need to make money to pay for that bill that's due, like that I can see in the foreseeable future. So maybe a little bit later, as you get towards retirement, you have the ability to broaden your view about what your money is actually capable of, or what you want your money to do when you have a little bit more disposable income. It's a weird concept to think about, but I do like it. Like, you don't want to be sitting on a pile of money when you're retired and not enjoying
You're
life.
like Scrooge McDuck swimming through your gold coins.
Always coming back to Scrooge. We love it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he can help out a bunch of people instead of just hanging out with coins. So those are 7 baby steps outlined by Dave Ramsey, and our take on them and how you can personalize them to work for you. Let us know what you thought, or where you are maybe in that step process. Let us know where you are, or if you're stuck, or if you're having a hard time starting. You can contact us, make an appointment through our link in our bio, comment on what you liked.
Okay, see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.